Well, today has been another fantastic meeting of women of Peru in the coffee district. What this is described as is a women's encounter, which is an unusual way of describing, I guess, your average AGM. But it's been a real sort of inspiration as to what goes on in the background. And so many of the things that we take for granted where we come from, where I come from, are just so far out of reach for these people here that they really do want the basics to build up to where we are today. We've been introduced to all the delegates, and then from around the areas, the different farms. Some of them lead communities, some of them are delegates here to listen to other people's stories, so again, that's been really interesting. And the foundation, the Cafe Feminino Foundation, also raise funds which they donate to the community to help the farmers develop their own communities. And your average funding is around $2,000 to $2,500. Not a lot of money, but boy do they get a huge bang for their buck. Most of the donations go towards, or these grants as it were, go towards educating the people. Things like, and we can see this behind me here, jars for preserving fruit. What starts out as being simple preservation, because one of the problems is food supply, continuity of food supply, when the harvests are over. And these people live day to day, and what's trying to be taught to them is to look out for the future over the next 12 months, over the next 24 months. So the idea of how you jar up your fruit or your vegetables so that it's there in the tough times is a really important thing. But behind me here is actually one step further on. Here they're starting to add some value, and at long last that actually really does get some money back in the community because they can sell these as what they call added value items. The other thing which has been really interesting as well is about education on diet, and I've got a brochure here which is about what to put in your pack for your lunch pack, for your child's lunch pack. Traditionally, it would just be a few sweets and nobody had any ideas about what the nutrition was. Now they're being educated about how to put the packs together. It's quite interesting that down here they're doing that, and we, back in the UK, are, I don't know, we throw in any old thing, don't we? And actually, I think some of the stuff they put in here is far better for them and their children than the things we feed some of our kids. One of the other things is about milk. They make sure that milk is actually given to the children most mornings. So again, we backed out of milk. These guys are aware of the significance of this. So I think that is about it for me as far as this is concerned. All I do know is I'm going to go and buy some of these jars here to bring home to Jez because, you know, I'm a marmalade alcoholic, as it were. Or is it marmalade alcoholic? I think that's the term I would use. So it's a great fun day, really, really interesting to see what's going on in this community.